You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful.
Holla at us next week, man.
No doubt, man, and definitely shout out to the family liberation minded media.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. Oh, and don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs us up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, embroshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net. What's good, fam? This is Jobs, and you are tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only got one rule, and that's be respectful. Hey, yo, man, I almost forgot, bro. I've been saying this shit so long, every week, and can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you.
All right, good. Yeah, I've been saying this shit every week for years, and I almost forgot the goddamn intro. I got stuck right there. Let me get the King Baba Amin on the line. I definitely want to say thank you for coming on to the platform and joining the conversation, King. And without further ado, man, I'm not the best at the intros, so I do apologize for anybody listening. I'm trying to do it like Knowledge Born, but I can't. So shout out to Baba Amin. What's good, fam?
Peace and power, y'all. Black power. How's everybody doing, man?
Oh, man, life is good, bro. Peace.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. This is a true honor.
Shit, the honor is ours, bro. And you, and I do apologize, man. We have some colorful language for those people that's listening, so I want to let you know that up front.
I have colorful language too, so it's all good. You just made me more comfortable.
Oh yeah, well, welcome home, bro.
Yeah,
it's the motherland right here.
It's all good, man. We're good, man. Language is a skill. I'm a linguistic genius myself. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm not mad at that, bro. Hey, my name is Jobs, and that's my co-host, the plug, Rome.
What's up, Rome?
Peace, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Sitting here on baby duty. Y'all might hear the babies in the background here and there, but you know, that's what it is. That's Babahood for you.
We can get through it, bro. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
you love the kids, man.
It's Black August, man.
It is, man. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and let me preface this by saying, like, I'm just a regular nigga that love black people. You know, so I may not be as elite educationally as some of my brethren. You know, so I want to learn something tonight too. You feel me? I'm trying to be politically correct about it.
I say, you know, we say in the RBG movement, man, as new Africans, you know, especially nowadays, man, if the sincerity is there, you know, if like when you say you're just a regular brother that loves your people, if only loving our people was regular, you know what I'm saying? Like if only loving our people was what we regularly did, you know, not just in feeling, but in action and in deed as well, you know. And that's what Black August is about. A part of it is that reminder that we still have something to fight for, that we still have people to fight for, in particular people behind the wall, people that are still locked away in these concentration camps that we call prisons in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And Black August is about remembering that, you know, remembering that you have to be at your best, you know, remembering that you should put healthy food into your body, that you should also feed your mind, you know, and that's this time of year, this month is designated as that month for us to refocus and recharge as African people.
Hmm. Okay. So you founded the Uhuru Academy, if I said
Yes,
that
sir.
correctly.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
but let's talk about what made you want to teach.
Wow. And I'll give you the short end of it. You know, I've been an African-centered educator now for about 28 years. Started as a freshman in college. I was exposed to our story. I had to take a a Black Studies course. And shout out to Dr. A.J. Stovall. You know, I had to take a Black Studies course at Wiley College, man, and it was the first time I took a class where someone actually, number one, taught us that we had a history before slavery. You know, I went to our all black high school. I graduated at the top of my class, and I walked out of Dunbar High School in Fort Worth not even knowing who Malcolm X was. You know, as
Wow.
a salutatorian. You know what I'm saying? In a
Wow.
school named after a black man. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, I did a research paper on Marcus Garvey in 11th grade, and I looked at that paper, wrote that paper like I was talking about them people. It didn't even resonate with me. As black as the ace of spades, it didn't even resonate with me that I'm writing about my own people. You know what I'm saying? And so I took this class at Wiley, and Dr. Stovall made an impression upon me. You know, and he made me read my first full book. You know, which is the autobiography of Malcolm X. You know, and then we had to study Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James, and it just woke up a thirst in me to learn more. At the same time, we had a lot of street violence jumping off in Fort Worth. They used to call Fort Worth Fort Murder Worth, you know, where I'm from, you know, and we had a lot of street violence, man. The street organizations was kicking up dust, Crips and Bloods or whatnot, and I was losing peers, you know, and friends, you know, to the streets. So it's kind of like this, just as a spirit of gaining knowledge of self came to me, also a spirit of coming home and doing something positive and constructive in my hood can't hit me as well, you know. And so that's what kind of got into it by accident. I came home from school early. I transferred. I came back to my city because I wanted to get involved in what was going on in the streets. And I was looking around trying to find where the Black Power people was, you know, where the conscious folk were, you know, and Fort Worth ain't exactly a bastion of red, black, and green, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right. I got you.
The only group I connected with was the Nation of Islam, you know, and I connected with I was really into Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I was into Minister Farrakhan as well, but you know, Khalid was on all the hip hop back then.
That was your guy.
Know, Ice Cube's records, you know, and all that, you know, and you know, he was black, dark skinned like me, and I ain't never seen a black man talk about white folks like that before. You know,
gave not one fuck.
Not one. Like, you know, first lecture I saw on him was called The Goddamn White Man. I'm like, what? The goddamn white man? How you gonna have a whole lecture called The Goddamn White Man? You know, so the nation made an impression upon me, and I became a member of the Nation of Islam the first year I came home. But the trip, I was about 6 months in. I go visit the so-called project, the biggest housing community in Fort Worth at the time, Butler Housing, with the brother that was kind of had me under his wing, Brother Will Muhammad, and shout out to him. And I meet another brother out there named Ricky Clark, and he's teaching Black history to some youth in the so-called project at the rent office.
Okay.
He works there, right? And so I go up in and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I know a little history because I was studying it at the time and studying Dr. Joseph Ben Yakinen and John Henry Clark and others. And I was like, man, this is cool. You know, then he was teaching them the steps. But a lot of people don't know this. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I was a step monster back in my day. So
you was the man, huh?
So I was the man for a minute. I ain't even lie. I got receipts, brother. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I was moving away. I was moving away from that, and I was getting into this consciousness thing. And it was, to me, it was all about not just for the liberation of my people. For me at that time meant we had to get crack out the hood. We had to get peace in the streets and that sort of thing. And I saw this brother occupying the time of the young people and pouring just nothing but love and positive energy into them, you know. And I saw it happen. It's like you got mothers addicted to crack on the other side of the wall, you know, big brothers in the penitentiary and things going on. But inside this safe space, it was nothing but Black power, Black pride. It was nothing. Young girls learning how to quote Nikki Giovanni poems and brothers stepping and spitting, quoting Dr. King and Malcolm. And I was like, man, this, I'm loving this. And so that was my first teaching experience. I volunteered to help out, and the brother gave me an opportunity to start helping out. And I was turned out on teaching, man. I ain't had no car at the time. I was 18 years old. I started getting on I would get on the city bus. And back then, that neighborhood was so bad, the city bus didn't even go into that neighborhood. I ride the city bus to the closest I could get to the neighborhood. Then I got to walk. I have to walk through the neighborhood, up the hill to the back of the neighborhood, just to get to class. And I was
how long did you do that, bro?
Man, I did that in Butler. We was in Butler for about 4 or 5 years. But I'm still in touch with all of those young people, like, cause we went from that hood, and then we started teaching in other neighborhoods as well. So I looked up, and we had about 4 or 5 neighborhoods that me and this brother were volunteering, and cause we wasn't getting paid for it, we were volunteering and going and setting up Black History programs in these neighborhoods, man. And one day I was in with this hood called Riga Ridge and teaching, and I'm talking about 35, 40 kids showed up that day. And all we was doing was teaching Black history and stepping. We wasn't doing nothing else. About 35, 40 kids showed up, and the brother that was my Jagna, the brother that was teaching me in Wadamu, he called me and was like, yeah, man, I ain't going to be able to make it today. And I'm like, what you mean you ain't going to make it today? It's 40 people up in here. And he was like, man, you got it. And he hung it up. And back then, there was the days of payphone. Wasn't no cell phones. I couldn't call right back. So I
remember those days, bro. I've been there.
Yeah, I was in there, man, and I had to hold it down with 40 young people by myself, and I did it. By the grace of the ancestors, I found my calling, and it's been African-centered education ever since. I worked for programs, gang intervention programs, and all that to get a paycheck and put money on the table, but all them little community programs are just Band-Aids for bullet wounds. We've always worked with independent movements and programs on the side, and the UHURU Academy is kind of the epitome of that.
Okay, let me ask you this. Like, for the lay person, let's say, my kid's grown. My kid's grown at this point, but let's say, I'm just starting out, me and the wife, and we looking for a school. When you say African-centered education, explain that to the people for me.
Okay. Well, African-centered education, right, is a style of education that is taught from a perspective or based on the experience of African people throughout the global diaspora, right? So in other words, like in school, when you're introduced to math, you're also introduced to the Greeks, right?
Okay.
They take Pythagoras, the Pythagorean theorem, and pretty much everything you encounter in public school, you encounter it when white people encounter it. When they learn it, that's when the world learns, right? Right? And so your perspective is from the European experience. The default perspective in public school is European experience. Well, the default perspective in an African-centered school is the African experience. And that experience takes place hundreds of thousands of years before there is a European. So with an African-centered education, African children take ownership of everything they learn, because that's the byproduct of a story being taught from your perspective. Every discipline that you're taught, you feel like it belongs to you. Like if you sit up, your little white boy in class, and when you say, well, man started doing geometry in Greece, and you look up and it's a blonde-haired dude don't look just like you that started geometry, then you looking at that like, okay, well, this is my shit. Geometry is ours. We do this, right? But when you don't look like the Greek dude, then you kind of like, oh, well, when did I get geometry? Well, when the Greeks was finally nice enough to give it to you. So you become an automatic second-class citizen in history. African-centered education makes you a first-class citizen in history. It teaches from the perspective of our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. I teach my children, you could do math because you are math. Math comes from you. Matter of fact, the official definition of math, and I got to give shout-out to the brothers who wrote Ma'at Magic. I forget the brother's name, but it's a beautiful book that we use. But the official definition in our school is math is a scientific tool created by African people for the purpose of studying nature. That's what it is. That's what you learn day one in African-centered education, that you're about to learn about some African sciences. Family is an African science. Math is an African science. Hell, science is an African science. Language, writing. When did we encounter that? The Greeks wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. That's their first book. But our first book, like the books of Ptahhotep and all that, that was written 2,000 years before the first European book. So in our school, you learn about those pieces of literature first. I know I'm being a little wordy with it, man, but I'm passionate about it. You shouldn't ask me.
hey, bro.
That's what
like I say,
education is in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? And it's empowerment based. We don't teach it so you can get stuck in the past. We're not teaching it because we want everybody to put a black glove on and run outside and protest. That's not why we're teaching it. We're teaching it because you have to beat your enemy to the future. We teach it because you got to take ownership of it in order to master it. Then once you master it, then you make something out of it that wasn't here before. Then you start creating. You get behind the technology. You don't just be a consumer of the technology because you're an African-centered, empowered person. We raise our students to be global citizens. We raise them to have visions for the future, to be creators and builders. That's what African-centered education is all about. Put on a dashiki if you want to, but create a new style of dashiki if you want to too. You know what I'm saying? It's about being innovative. And so that's the brand of African-centered education that we promote at the UHURU Academy.
Shit, if I had some kids, bro, that was young enough, I'd be signing their ass up like that. Like, bro, I'm motivated now. And shout out to all of my families. We started in 2010 officially as the UHURU Academy. We just finished our 9th full year, but we've taken many forms because support don't come easy. We don't accept government grants. We're completely supported by our families, completely supported by the community. So many people, we have people who make monthly automatic donations to the school, you know what I'm saying? And so it's been a struggle, but it's been a beautiful struggle, you know what I'm saying? And we're still looking for families that want to get engaged in the African-centered school movement or African-centered empowerment-based education movement to help us take this thing even further. Okay, and is that in Fort Worth?
Yes. Right now, the UHURU Academy is global because my primary program is my 3rd through 12th grade online program. So we're enrolling students from all over the country right now. We have campuses. We have sister campuses in Houston. We have the Prince Circle of Legends Academy that we established with Ashley Prince and James Prince in 5th Ward last year. We have the UHURU Academy SC in Columbia, South Carolina. As well. We have an interest group in Canada right now that's interested in doing the UHURU Academy Canada that we're going to be working with in the near future. So movements move, and again, like we say, we have the online program that's enrolling now. We have our adult program, Operation Reconnect, which is a credit recovery high school diploma program for adults and young people 16 and up. We do consultation. We do homeschool coaching for parents who want to homeschool, but they need resources. They need help with scheduling and figuring out the laws in their state. We do that as well. So the UHURU Academy is bigger than just our 3rd through 12th grade online program. We're trying to provide global African-centered education solutions, man, to the community, period.
That's fire. That's dope. And how do people get in contact with you if they want to sign up?
You can get in contact with me. You can email me at Baba Amin, BABAAMIN, at UHURUacademy.com. You can visit UHURUacademy.com and get on our mailing list. You can call me direct at 682-233-5054. That should do it. You can hit me up on Facebook at Baba Amin Ojuok, OJUOK. You can hit me up on Instagram at Baba Amin. I'm on YouTube at Baba Amin. I'm on Twitter at the UHURU Academy. You know what I'm saying? So wherever social media, it's a social media platform, we try to be on it. So get at us.
That's dope. That's very dope, man.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
salute
sir.
to you,
yes,
man.
Sir.
And if don't nobody else tell you today, bro, I'm proud of you.
Well, give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks, man, and I have to shout out to all the Africans that have helped us along the way, because I haven't done it alone. My beautiful wife, Mama Nkoyo Ojuwo, for being right there with me, right by my side. My brothers in Lone Star RBG, all the brothers and sisters of RBG Nation, my brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam, all my UHURU Academy parents who stuck with us throughout the years, people who have trusted their children with me from the time they was in the 4th and 5th grade to the graduation. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for their undying patience and commitment to this movement, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now. So I have to give it to them, and I also have to give it to the ancestors and the Creator as well.
Takes a village, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I say that's what this experience has been.
And you're right.
Experience has been.
You're right, Ro. We are proud of you. You know, on behalf of My Skin Is My Sin, definitely, man. And it's crazy. Like, I was talking to Knowledge because we did. What did we do? What was that? The Blackathon we did a couple of years ago, Ron.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for like a whole day, like 24 hours, we had different podcasts, and we live stream all up the same channel to raise money for like hurricane victims. And I was talking to Knowledge, and we wanted to do it again, for like African-centered schools. And you was the first person that he mentioned.
Give thanks, man. And I want to shout out to Dr. Mukasa, my aunt, man, in Philly. With his assistance, man, we started the National Black Independent School Organization, which is just like CB, which is the Council of Independent Black Institutions. It's a collective of African-centered schools, you know, that have come together to fundraise with one another, curriculum share, the whole 9 yards. And we've just founded the National Black Independent School Organization with that same purpose of building a collective of independent African-centered schools. As a matter of fact, we throw fundraisers where we provide scholarships for different African-centered schools, you know. So it's not just about UHURU Academy, you know, Freedom Home Academy, New Akibalan in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some great African-centered empowerment-based programs out there that ain't going nowhere, man. If you don't know right now, you going to know, because these programs are picking up steam, and they got some powerful, beautiful new Africans organizing them.
Hell, the orange guy in office has got to be the best promotion.
Man, my favorite president ever. My favorite. Because he makes it plainer than any other president. They've all been an enemy to the black community. I challenge anybody to find a U.S. president that you could declare a friend of black people. You know what I'm saying? So, including the black one. Okay, and so I'll take that debate on any day. So that's a given, right? So but now we got a wolf in there that's like, nah, it is what it is, you know. And I think his lies expose more truth than any other politician I've seen in there. And I ain't gonna lie, I got folks flocking to consciousness.
I'm pretty sure, bro.
Yeah, you know, and so I call him my favorite, not because I like him, and he's definitely an enemy, you know, but an open enemy is so much easier to deal with than a hidden enemy.
That's true.
You know, than one that carries hot sauce in their purse and plays a saxophone on Arsenio Hall's show, then lock up everybody, you know, to give everybody 3 strikes law. You know what I'm saying? So I like dealing with that open enemy, because, you know, that open enemy, a lot of times, if you establish borders like you're supposed to establish them, you stop trying to sleep with them, you stop trying to live next door to them, for the most part, they'll leave you alone. Then you just got to keep them up out your pocket. Then you got to form a perimeter around what you're building and protect what you build. But if you keep trying to run and live next to them and be up under them and think your kids got to be raised by their kids and all that, they're going to keep fighting. They're going to keep fighting.
Is that a feasible aspiration for us, though, bro? I'm being honest. Mm-hmm. To get our own, secure our own as one.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I look at it as an aspiration as much as I look at it as necessary for survival. And I think that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You're either going to foresee a condition and get prepared for it, or you're going to be put in a position where you have to do it.
Right. Yeah.
You
right.
understand
I see what
saying?
you're saying.
And I think that's a situation that we don't want to realize that we're in. And it's just that for some of us, it's going to have to be nigga get out. You know how when you see somebody in a bad relationship, they the one getting beat, but they not going to leave until the abuser quit them?
Right.
That's kind of like us with this country. You know, for a lot of us, we ain't going to leave unless the country leave us. You know, and so it's not about an everybody thing. You know, we have to look at getting just enough of us where we can carve out safe spaces where we can be a strategic majority while we're here. We need to think global. We need to talk about repatriation. We need to talk about opportunities in South America. You know what I'm saying? Outside of these borders. You know, and we have to think about getting strong in other places and lending a hand in defense to those of us that are still here. You know, I mean, that's how global economics and that's how global relationships work. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to be creative. We're going to have to be strategic, and we're going to have to believe that just at the end of the day, if they ain't been able to destroy us by now, then they're not going to be able to destroy us. You know, it's up to us. Ain't nothing going to take us off this planet except us, like Tupac said. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing going to take us off this planet unless we do it. They've never been able to conquer us without African help, ever.
And numerically, they just can't keep up. They really gonna shoot themselves in the foot. Right. And they gonna shoot themselves in the foot with this abortion shit. When they make that shit illegal and everybody start having babies, they really gonna lose. Yeah.
But they stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? Because with it being legal, it's a trip because abortion ain't even why they account so low. They baby count not low because of abortion. They baby count low because of genetics. You know, so they don't want to believe shit. Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. And like you said, they shooting themselves in the foot with it. It'll be a blessing in disguise for us because strength still comes in numbers. You know what I'm saying? People say, who's gonna raise all these babies? We are. We're gonna figure it out like we always do. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be here, man. And we're going to be here. If we could just extract culturally, if we can just extract those self-destructive behaviors we exhibit that we picked up from other cultures out of our community, we'll be all right.
I'm the worst, bro. I can't front, man. I am the worst, man. I smoke cigarettes, man. I really don't take all that much. So, you know, but I'm not, but I love us. Well, yeah, it could be worse, man. I go to work. I'm functioning. I'm okay. Yeah. You know, but yeah, man. I'm the worst.
Black August, bro. But Black August. This the 31 days that you reflect on that. You know, and the deal is we all must operate from the level of conditioning that we're currently in. There is no point where you say, okay, I'm here now. I'm ready. Nah, you always ready for a pack of cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? So you have to work from where you are and develop as you go. And what happens for a lot of us is the work will convict you to become more disciplined. The more you commit to yourself, the more you commit of yourself, the more you're going to demand of yourself. You know, I teach young people, so I got to be on point at 8 o'clock by 8 o'clock in the morning every day because I done accepted tuition payment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got a lesson plan. I have to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I have to take care of myself in a manner that allows me to do it and do it at a high level. So the more you commit yourself to, the more you demand of yourself, you know, the more you'll expect of yourself. And Black August is the month to really reflect on that. It ain't for us to judge one another. It's for us to look in the mirror and measure. You know how to measure all the math problems. You know how to measure your life and what needs to be extracted and what needs to stay, what needs to be replaced. You're creative enough to replace it. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be in your time. That's a conversation you have with yourself. And we just try to be a reflection of each other where we can look at